Good morning. Good morning, my friend. How are you this morning? Saturday, April 16th, 2021. Oops, sorry about that. Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about. And can you be, I don't know, this week I had an awakening yesterday, so to speak. So I decided to join this group called 75 Hard Breakfast with Champions. So, hey, Rebecca, nice to see you. There's a champion right here. This is my grandson's other grandma. She's a great friend of mine. I'm going to say she's a great friend of mine. And she's just amazing. This lady has made it through so many different types of surgeries. She just had surgery again last week on her knee, and she's home alone. And she has to do some weight bearing on her leg. And you can tell she's in a lot of pain, and she just does it. And she had surgery once before, living in an apartment complex where she had to actually go up like 13 steps. Like, it was insane. And she did it. Like, she somehow managed to do it. So Rebecca, hats off to you. You're my hero for sure. Oh my gosh, you're just such a warrior. I love it. Oh my God. I have to giggle because I'm like, I can't even see me. When I had surgery on my leg last year, like, I couldn't even do anything, and I had to have help with like everything. Or last year, it was a year. What's going on here, people? Okay, gosh, I'm a mess. Hot mess. Let's do it. So anyway, she's a trooper. So we'll just send healing prayers her way and just get her on the mend quickly, so she can get back into helping all those wonderful people at her profession. She's really amazing lady. So to get back into it, so I decided to join there. So there's a group that I'm involved in that I absolutely loved. I was introduced to 2 years ago by my cousin Larry Mullenix into #Rise and Grind. And in that group, there's a fantastic, exceptional man named Glenn Lundy. He's the creator of that group, and he created Breakfast of Champions on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is definitely the new app that's coming, or that we're all being, those of us that are iPhone users. I don't know why that's doing that, Rebecca. It keeps saying you're watching and watching. That's really weird. And anyway, so there's a group of people inside the Breakfast of Champions decided to put together 75 Hard. Now, I've never heard of it. And all I heard was there's only 5 things you have to do, right? Or not 5 things you have to do, but if you're going to, if you're going to get involved in this group, there are 5 things that must get done. So one is you got to do 2 different workouts, 45-minute one, either in or outside, either in or out in the morning and the evening, or vice versa. So there's one indoor workout and there's one outdoor workout, regardless of the weather. It doesn't matter if it's snowing, blizzarding, thundering, rainy, whatever the case may be, there's got to be one workout outside. And it gives you, and then you can get an app too that's called 75 Hard. So, and then it's drinking 1 gallon of water a day, taking a photo of yourself daily, reading 10 pages. And then what is the other one? I'm missing something. So reading, water, photo, one inside, one outside workout. So my girlfriend, Renee, gives me this mason jar, right? And it's 64 ounces. So when she handed it to me, she's like, oh my gosh, I got the perfect thing for you. So she gives it to me, and I said to her, so is 64 ounces a gallon of water? Because I'm not really thinking, about it. Yeah, it's a gallon. And so all week I've been posting that I've drank the gallon of water, did the do, and I'm feeling like amazing that I'm accomplishing something. I'm down 5 pounds. I did the first workout. I've been doing the second workout. So 5 days this week, I've gotten them in exactly how it's supposed to go. And then yesterday was an aha moment. I'm like looking at this water going, wait a minute. If I'm holding a gallon of water, and this thing is heavy, by the way, and if I'm holding a gallon of water, this is not a gallon of water. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, no. I'm like, this is only a half a gallon. I'm like, I got to drink 2 of these. So I'm like, oh man. So if you miss anything, like you got to start over from day 1. So my wins are that I'm happy that it happened on day 5 and not on day 50, because that would have really not been a good thing. And that it happened on day 5. So I got to start over today and start with the right amount of water. Because I was like thinking to him, like, this is just too easy. Like, what is everybody like whining about the water for? Well, not whining, but I guess you could call it that if you want to call it that. But I'm like, what's everybody talking about? Like, this is like easy. Like, I have it done like by 6 o'clock at night, or 7 at the latest, and I'm just, drinking on it all day. Well, guess what? I get to add myself to those people that are going at a gallon of water. So 2 of these. And then there was another post. A couple of people were like, what's in it? Because it looks green. Rebecca's one of them. And the first guy that did, I said, he had said, what's in it? And I'm like, water? And he's like, okay, that's your story. And it didn't even like dawn on me what he was talking about. Oh my God. I'm like, what the heck? And so then Rebecca brought it up to me. She's like, why is your water look green? I went, why is my water look green? Oh, does it look green to you guys? Yeah, it does. There's a green straw in there. And there might be a really slight tint on the mason jar, because usually mason jars have tinted. They're usually tinted a little bit. I don't know if it's the green straw. See? So Rick, who I'm thinking, well, what else would be in there? So, and here's another thing. So, that's what it is. You're not allowed to drink alcohol or drink wine of any sort in the 75 days. So nothing, no alcohol. And I don't drink, so I don't even think about it. Like, it doesn't even like enter my mind. So that was like, bing, ka-ching, like that's one nice big bonus for me. I don't even have to worry about that. Well, I do have to get the water in. So Rick says that, and I'm thinking, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh my God, it's the green water. It's the straw. So I got to go back to Rick's comment that he put on there the other day and say, hey, Rick, I figured it out. A little slow this week on the water intake, on the catching what you're talking about. I'm like, oh my gosh. Anybody else have that happen? Yes, it happens. So I just got to laugh at myself because it is funny. I mean, seriously, if you think about it, it's funny. Serious and funny all at the same time. So that's enough of that. So I got to start over with day 1 again today. So I'm going to go for a walk around a lake that's in our city. I have lived in this town, you guys, for 30 years. I've never walked around the lake. Not once. I always go to Uptown in Minneapolis, and that's where I go walk. I love that lake. It's called it's not Lake Calhoun anymore. It's like some Native American name. I can't even pronounce it. Minnewaska or something. Anyway, that's where I always go. I love it down there. And I'm going to start coming up here, because obviously everybody across the country has heard all of the things that are going on here, and you're sending your love and healing prayers and your light this way, and I really, really appreciate that. I'm really hoping that there can be a lot of healing in our state, because man, it is just out of control. It is just seriously ridiculously out of control, and it's really sad, and I have to avoid going to places that I don't want to put myself in situations that could potentially just really not be a great outcome. And, we do that anyway, but it's definitely just very, very high emotions going on around here right now. So I'm going to stay safe and go around the lake that I've lived in this city for 30 years. I've never been around. So we're going to do that. That's going to be my walk today. So I'll post some pictures about that later, so you can check them out. All right. Okay. So enough of 75 hard. We're in it. We're going to win it. I have a mentor that says, her name is Susan Sly. She says, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I was like, I never got that. I'm like, how I do one thing is how I do everything. And even one of them is like making your bed. Like, that is like the first thing I do in the morning is make my bed. It used to be I would get out of bed and just make it right away. But now, though, I have little Hannah, our little Chihuahua. She needs to, or actually she's a Chiweenie. She's a cross between a Chihuahua and a little wiener dog. But right now she looks like a I don't even know. She's just a fat little thing. So anyway, so she's got to go outside right away. So I let her outside, and then I start the coffee, and then I go back in, and she comes in, and then she loves to lay on my pillows on the floor. So then it's kind of like the second or third thing I do. It used to be the first, but it still gets done before I do anything else in the day. So Susan says how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I thought about that really a lot this week, and I've been part of my 10 page read has been finishing a book that I'm working with Frank Lopes on. It's his book called 7-Minute Setup, and it's about goals and all these different things. And it's really been introducing me to other people too. It's just been a really, really great journey. And so I'm like, okay, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I thought, oh, well, you know what? 75 hard, right? Because the one thing too that I really just wasn't getting was the promise that I make to myself. The promise that I make to my family is like, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to get it done. I promise you. And I'm continually breaking the promise to myself, continually breaking the promise to my daughter, even to, my friends here on Facebook. And I thought, wow, that's the one thing, right? Is to keep the promises that we make to ourselves, keep the promises that we make to our families. And it's not intentional. It's not like I'm like, life starts happening and things get in the way. And that's what 75 hard is about. It's about getting your brain focused, getting into a new mindset and really shifting that thinking. And in the 7-Minute Setup book too is the same thing. Frank teaches about that, the mindset that goes into it. Not that I haven't heard these things before, as I've been doing and reading like Tony Robbins, all these self-development things for years, been going to so many events. And I thought that I was really open to it and really felt and thought that I was really doing it, but I really have not been doing the do. So it's really been a broken promise to myself and to the people around me. And I was like, okay, this is the one thing. This is the one thing that I am doing. I am keeping my, oh my gosh, what happened? No.